It's MsDrama here on BTR, and your one and only drama queen is in the studio with another exclusive artist interview. And we have S-Quire. He is in the hot seat. How are you?
Doing all right.
Good. Now, you're coming all the way from Long Island, New York.
That's correct.
All right. Now, I definitely want to get into the music, but before we do, I want to talk about this name, S-Quire.
S-Quire, yes.
Yes. How did this name come about? Because, I mean, Squire, without the dash, means servant or errand boy.
Correct.
Are you an errand boy?
No, I'm not an errand boy.
Okay. So tell me how this name came about.
I say about 7 years ago.
Okay.
I used to hang around a cousin of mine
Mm-hmm.
a lot. I was in a car accident a couple of years back. And he used to come over and see me a lot. We used to listen to a lot of instrumentals and play around with, rapping and stuff like that. And he looked at me one day. He said, "You look like an Esquire type of guy, suit, tie, lawyer type, And I looked at him. We started laughing. It was just a joke. And I actually took it seriously. And I just started rewriting the name as hyphen, the dash in the middle, Quire.
Okay.
What I came up with, and it stuck with me.
So is that what Esquire means? A suit and tie type of
No,
person?
it was kind of, listen, when you're hanging around and you just messing around, I mean, stuff like that just happens.
Okay.
So I just let it stick. So
All
that's how
right.
you got Esquire.
All right. Well, that's a very interesting name. I just thought Squire means like...
Right. When I looked it up myself, I did see that. And I was like, wow, because, the ancient, when you look it up as far as Wikipedia and all of that.
Right.
It definitely says
Well, of course, it's a very interesting name, so I kind of wanted to get to the root of it.
Appreciate
now,
that.
we are listening to your music through the breaks. We just heard the song, The One I Love, which is the single on iTunes, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, and, I'm going to be real, it didn't really move me.
Okay.
It wasn't my particular cup of tea.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't, like, super horrible, so, I mean, I won't try to, make it seem that it was. Yeah. But following that song, we heard My Kind of Man.
Okay.
Which was super horrible.
Right.
So, I don't know. I don't know what to expect from Esquire, because right now I'm not overly moved.
Okay.
But I definitely want the people to be the judge. I'm one person's opinion, but I'm very much candid, and I'm going to break it down, my thoughts, and I want to kind of get your insight, what you draw on, and why I feel that, I'm not really overly feeling it. I mean, I do want to hear what your story is all about, because I think that adds to your character, and people sometimes want to invest in the person, not just the music.
Right.
They want to invest in the movement. So we're going to talk a lot about that as well.
Okay.
But the reason why I thought My Kind of Man was disastrous partly was because the girl on that track, she was super crazy, ridiculously horrible.
Very peaking. She was peaking, right?
She was. I thought that
range.
this was like the blooper reel for America's Worst Talent.
Right.
I mean, it was pretty darn bad.
Can I interject?
Yes, you can.
I don't even know why My Kind of Man was submitted, because that was never mixed down.
Okay.
That was a record I just did just to do.
Okay.
I did it with a female artist that was introduced to me.
Cannot sing. Okay.
And she was there in the studio that night, and we just put something together. That song I would never put out for sale. Okay. I would never put out in general.
I think you got a plan
for
right
anybody's
there.
ears to hear.
I agree with that.
So listen, I agree with you when you say it was horrible.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm not saying you're overly horrible. No. I'm just saying that particular song, as who knows? No. Esquire, you can be able to rap your ass off. Who the heck knows? I know what I listen to, and I try my hardest to come here with a prepared interview for you, because I feel like, you should be taken seriously. I mean, this is what you say is what you're doing. This is what you're putting your time and energy to. Right. I'm not going to come here and say your stuff is great if it's not great.
Of course.
That would be a disservice to you and any other artist who comes into this hot seat. But I'm not going to lie and say that what I'm hearing is making me want to go buy your music.
Right.
But right now, that particular song
that
threw
explains
me.
that.
Okay.
Definitely.
That definitely explains that. Okay. But okay, let's talk a little bit, because all this is leading up to an album.
That's correct.
So let's talk a little bit about that. And I know, again, the song, The One I Love, is on iTunes.
Yes.
It doesn't necessarily move me, but I know there's an audience for that.
Definitely is.
There's an audience for good music, and there's an audience for not so good music. That's hey, there's an audience for music in general.
Right.
Exactly. All right. So getting to this album, it's called Loss Prevention.
Correct.
Quality, integrity, and support to the game.
That's correct.
What the heck does that mean? And why did you name this? It sounds like the title of a bad movie. Like, I don't even know what to say. Like,
loss prevention. Well, when you think about loss prevention, you think about...
I think, who says loss prevention? That's not even like a common thing that people say. Well, loss prevention. Loss prevention. Today I had like some loss prevention. I don't know. I went over to my friend's house and we were talking about loss prevention. Like,
well, that's the thing. It's different, and it's not what people say it's not the norm.
Right.
Loss prevention, when you think about loss prevention in general and what it means, is to prevent the loss of an asset or preventing the loss of something in general.
Were you like anything. A former cop or something? I mean...
No, not a former cop, no.
What were you doing before that you used that word?
Security.
Okay. So maybe this is coming out in your music.
But you're
making music for security guards. Got it. Okay, loss prevention.
No, definitely not. I saw it as a great name to name the album because of the meaning itself and how I feel the music game is today. Mm-hmm. So when I think about a loss of something, I think about the essence of hip hop or where it's at in general as far as the substance is concerned. Mm-hmm. So then you have quality, integrity, and support. So I'm trying to bring that quality, that integrity as far as who I am as an artist,
right,
and the support as far as what I'm giving to the game.
Okay.
So that's how you have loss prevention, quality, integrity, support to the game.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Still don't get it, but as long as you understand it,
definitely,
and you're able to
I'm going to try to explain it as much as I can.
Yes, please do, because I think, and I'll keep it 100 as I always do. That's going to lose some people.
Okay, that's fine.
People are used to like catchy names and
or
things,
just the self-titled,
short, sweet, and to the point. Right. Loss prevention seems like you're talking about men who are balding. Loss prevention seems like a cop movie.
Right.
Loss prevention does not seem like hip hop. So when you try to, kind of parallel it to something that is supposed to be deeper than that, I think you're going to go over a lot of people's head. Remember now, hip hop, unfortunately, isn't necessarily created for the intellect. It hopefully expresses a perhaps intellectual idea to the masses that they can understand. That's why they use storytelling. But I think a name like loss prevention, and I'll repeat it again, hopefully it sticks in somebody's head, quality, integrity, and support to the game, you might lose a few people on that.
Okay, that's fine. And as long as I gain the other half.
All right, that's good. You have a positive attitude.
Always.
Could be delusion, but nevertheless, it's positive.
You know what? Everybody has their opinion on certain things, and I'm fine with that.
No, you should be. This is a game that you signed up for, and it's a tough game. It's not an easy game.
No, it's not.
All right, so let's backtrack a little bit because I think that this is going to be more of an introduction.
Okay.
Than to the masses on who you are.
Right.
So, first off, where did this music